Welcome back to the Mac channel. Music, audio and gear rundown. We talk about the musician gear, pedal and everything. So we had the echo chamber powered by Guitar Nation. Today we have a good friend here. We call him John Fushanti Lazada. Mr. Jabba, hello.
Hello guys, I'm Danial Abrar. You can call me Dabba for short. And yes, I am a huge Red Hot Chili Peppers fan, although I play slightly heavier than Red Hot Chili Peppers. Nice to meet you, my guy.
Hello, long time no see.
Long time no see, bro.
So Dabba, can you talk about your guitar?
Alright, so my guitar is a Fender Deluxe Nashville Telecaster 2016. So this Nashville Telecasters, the difference between the Nashville Telecasters and the normal Telecaster is there's 3 pickups like a Strat, and it's a 5-way switch. So it's a bridge and middle, middle and neck, and middle only. Yeah. So the reason why I got this guitar actually at first was because I was actually looking for another Telecaster. It was a Fender made in Japan hybrid 60. It had white binding here and it was slightly darker red than this. But then when I wanted to buy it, it was already bought by somebody else who turned out to be my neighbor. But then like I saw this guitar, so like, oh okay, there's another one. So as I said before, my idol is John Frusciante, and he plays a Strat. Sometimes he plays tellies, but like I didn't want to be like an exact copy of him, so I figured, okay, I'll get myself a telly. I want a telly, and then like I figured with this, there's 3 pickups just like a Strat, so I can covers all my girls. Yeah. Yes, best of both worlds. Also, the pickups here are Fender noiseless pickups, so it's there's less hum than traditional single coils. Yes. Although like if you dime up the gain, there's still gonna be hum. And yes, another thing that it has, unlike most Fenders, it has locking tuners.
Nice.
Ooh. So it's much easier to restring and all that.
Yes.
Okay, so six saddle bridge, unlike not so traditional telly, I guess.
Quite modern.
Quite a modern telly.
So what's string gauge and tuning you use?
Okay, so I normally like to play 1046 or 1042. I usually use elixirs because I have very sweaty hands. So if I use like non-coated strings, like it will rust within less than 2 weeks. So elixirs can last me 3 months. So
nice.
I guess that's more value for my money. And I'm playing in E flat tuning. So yeah, half step down. Sometimes I do play in drop C sharp for certain songs, but most of the time I'm in E flat standard. So yeah, that's what I play in my band Rotan.
So we done talking about his guitar. Now we're gonna talk about his pedal board. Quite more or less or more. So he's gonna explain each of the pedal lah. Alright, Dabba, can you explain?
Right. So I think the biggest part of someone's sound is gonna be the amp, and I'm not playing any physical amps today, and most days. So this is a Strymon Iridium. So what it does is it's an amp and cap simulator. So it has Fender, Vox, and Marshall sounds inside it. But I'm normally on the Marshall side because that's my preferred amp sound. So it doesn't go super gainy. So I usually set it to like edge of breakup and get the distortion from my pedals. So would you like me to go back to front or front to back?
Anyway.
Okay.
Boleh.
Alright, so I will start from this compressor pedal. So this is a Nux Sculpture. It's super cheap. It does the job. and like for stuff like funk rhythms, like any Cory Wong kind of stuff. Yeah, so it's perfect for that. So this one, it has a blend control, level control, and a sustain control. So we have the level control set about 2 o'clock thing, because if I set it at 12 o'clock, it's slightly lower level. So I'll set blend and sustain at 12 o'clock and just give a little bit taste of how it sounds. So it's right. Okay, so moving on. Basic polytune, because we all need to be in tune,
Yes.
right?
The most important pedal.
Have you ever forgot to tune before a show?
Once.
How did that sound like?
Shit.
Alright, so this one is my Ibanez WH10 version 3. So yeah, John Frusciante plays one of these WH10 back when the version 1 were there.
Oh.
Fun fact, once his broke down before a show, and no one had it except Eddie Van Halen.
I see.
So he turned up to Eddie Van Halen's house and got one of these from him. So Eddie Van Halen said, "I don't know why you put up with this kind of shit." But like, turns out like Frusciante doesn't make it sound shit. Yeah, it's become like a signature part of his sound. So yeah, it's a bit hard to play it like this, but we'll try. Okay, so clean it sounds. So there's a depth control that I can set up here. Currently it's set up to full. So let's see what happens if I set it up to 0. Does it change anything? Yeah, so it's probably a bit less in your face when it's set to 0. Right. And also there's a little switch here where you can switch between guitar and bass. So if I'm using the bass setting, it can alter the frequencies. So because the wah is moving the mids. So right, is it on? It's on. So this is on guitar, and I'll go on bass. On.
Yeah, slightly different sound. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's slightly different frequency there. So for you bass players out there, this can also be your wah, if you can find one on sale.
It's all quite rare. It's hard to find in Malaysia.
Yeah, fun fact, like my wife bought it for my birthday, I think, a few years back. So she couldn't find it in KL, so she had it shipped from Penang.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, so moving on to the next pedal. Okay, so let's see. Yes, it's the Joyo XVI. This is an octave pedal. So Joyo is notorious for making very affordable pedals that have good quality, especially this range. I like this.
This model, this series is quite good.
Yeah.
Affordable but very reliable.
Yeah. So this one, let's have it on. So for me, this is like I would say the full man's Pog. Yeah, not the full Pog, but like the Pog, mini Pog or micro Pog. Yeah. So there's quite many sounds that you can get from it. So we try with what every beginner likes to do with an octave pedal, which is pretend to play the bass. Okay, so dry all the way down, highs all the way down. It has a modulation knob as well. So that one all the way down, so we only put the sub octave. So let me just play. So like it has a little bit of a high frequency artifact there, which just can't get rid of. Yeah. So another one is like the 12-string sound, where I'll put the dry and the sub. First without the modulation. Right, so with the modulation, so you don't need to put on any chorus or whatever, so you have this. Yeah, some lush modulation in there. And I think my favorite use of the sound is like having royal blood type of riffing. So, I mean, for that I have to put on my gain pedals.
Nice.
Right, so oh yeah, one more use that I found for it is so there's this Incubus song that I've been trying to cover. It's Six-Eyed Little World. In the solo, there's a little part where Mike Einziger goes and plays this. It's a part where he goes like. Okay, he plays it like that, but I can play like that if it's right there. But like I think like live will be a bit too challenging for me because it's just too good. So instead, I'll put this on, turn all the knobs down except for the upper octave, and give it a bit of modulation. So I'll get this sound. So yeah, there's a sound for a lot of things. Okay, so let's move on to the fun stuff. Gain pedals.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So let's start with the Spark Mini by TC Electronic. This one is a very, very underrated pedal, I think. I mean, not underrated in the sense that not many people have it, because I've seen it on so many boards, but it is so affordable.
Also quite popular. Most pedal you use the Spark one.
Yeah.
The other model also.
So what I've been I used to have it after all my distortion as a volume boost, solo volume boost. But I figured like since in Rotan we play with one guitarist and one bassist, so I don't really need to boost my volume during the solo because it's just me and the bassist, right? So I put it over here, so sometimes if I want a slightly more aggressive, very clean sound, I'll just turn it on. So an example of this is the Can't Stop riff by Red Hot Chili Peppers. So it goes like, sorry, was still on. Oh, that disqualifies that stuff already.
Okay.
It's okay. Okay, so I want to beef it up a little bit. I turn this on. So it goes very, very loud, and there's like a whole lot of gain range that you can get through from this, because if you see here, you can go up to 20 dB.
20 dB, yeah.
Alright, and this is like just 10 o'clock, so not much at all. So let's try to time it.
Let's go.
Let's go. Okay, go all the way. Play middle, 12 o'clock. Alright. Okay. Yeah. One thing that people probably don't realize is that this one has a momentary switch as well. So like,
No.
let me try this. Okay, so let's say I'm going. So yeah, I can just turn it on, and when I put up my foot, it turns off. Right, so moving on. Next is the
Face 90.
MXR Face 90. It's a legendary pedal, just one knob. It gives a bit of a mid bump when I turn it on, but it's part of the attraction, I guess. So if you're looking for more subtle phasing, this is not the one. But if you want a bit of in your face phasing. So yeah, there's this secret, not so secret setting here, about 10 o'clock, where it seems to work with just about any tempo.
I see.
My friend Akmal taught me this, so bonus is that if you turn it up all the way high, you get a nice rotary speaker sort of sound. So it's like this. Okay, let's put it back to my favorite setting. Okay. Let's see. What we have next is the Full Drive 1 by Full Tone. So this is a very solid overdrive pedal. If I'm not mistaken, the circuit is based off a Tube Screamer style, so there's a little mid hum to it. And it has three settings. So vintage is more in the lines of a vintage Tube Screamer.
Well,
And the CC is comp cut. Yeah, that's why it's called comp cut. So what it does, it's less saturation in the circuit, but more to pushing the output.
oh.
Well, FM is flat mid, so I don't think it's totally flat, but it has a slightly less pronounced mid hum on it. So which setting would you like me to show first?
Show me the CC first.
CC first. All right. Okay. So let's go. All right. Overdrive down. Volume about 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go with it off. So. Right. And okay, let's go to the vintage one. Vintage mode. A lot of people do this. So we'll see. So the difference in a gain sound pushed by the full drive. This is without. A bit thin in the mids. So with this one. So that gives it a little push.
Thicker sound.
Thicker sound, yes. Yo, thick is always better. Right, so now we're going to the flat mids mode. Over here, I think my favorite setting is like putting up the gain slightly. So when without, it's like this. But with it, it gives a little bit. I think like it's trying to do what OD3
yeah.
kind of sound. So less pronounced mid hum, slightly more transparent.
Yes.
We used the buzzword already, transparent. Okay, so moving on from this, I'm gonna put it back in my favorite setting, comp cut, overdrive low, and volume slightly above. Okay, turn it off and go to my rat. So this rat, I would say, is my MVP, because I would say probably 70% of Proton sound is
This from the rat. Yeah.
from the rat. Yeah.
Yes.
So turn it on. Very classic distortion. Bit of noise, but that's okay because we rock and roll, huh?
Rock and roll, man.
Alright, so this is how it sounds on its own into the Marshall setting. But most of the time I like to use it in conjunction with this. So like I showed earlier, just pushing it with this comp cut mode. So it sounds slightly thicker, like. Yeah, so that is probably my favorite setting with this. But there's another little secret setting. I do not have a fuzz. So the rat, it can do a fuzz if you... It's even more big mouth like. But you know how troublesome it is to... It's troublesome for me to change knobs during live, right? So what I try to do is I can stack this spark. So I really push the front end of the rat. Okay, so on the neck pickup it doesn't really do much. On the neck pickup, sorry, on the bridge pickup doesn't do much, but on the neck pickup it goes like. Yeah, so but this is my favorite setting. Those are. I can do like probably almost metal sounding, I guess. So yeah, it's testing out my metal chops. Haven't played metal in a while. Yeah, so this handles that pretty well.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on, I could get lost in talking about the rat because there's so many things you can do with it. Okay, so now we're going to my flanger. It's a TC Electronics Vortex flanger. Okay, so there's 3 modes: flanger, tone print, and tape flanger. So there's few sounds you can get from it. So we'll start with the normal flanger. Okay, so I found that if you set everything to 12, it sounds pretty much like a chorus pedal. But yeah, that's very vanilla to do, you know.
Yeah, very.
Very 80s. and say you can get crazy with this. All right, so it's high speed, high feedback. And let me see. There's so many things you can do with it, but there's if you set it on tape mode with the delay time knob set to number 12. Okay, so let's listen to how this sounds. Yeah. Because this, if I'm not mistaken, is called a true zero flanger. So like when the signal flanges, when it goes through this, the signal cuts out completely. So you can do something crazy with it, like. Right. So yeah, that's one cool thing about it. And then you can go like slow. This delay time, you go here, it's more focus more on the lows, goes high, focus more on the highs. So let's just put it there and see what sound we get. Do you want to try to twist any of the knobs?
Quite versatile pedal. Can do
Very
everything.
versatile. Can do
This electronic can do everything.
This is, I would say, utility pedal in this, especially when recording, songwriting, things like that. You want to look for a sound. That pedal can do a lot. Okay, so moving on to this TC Electronic Flashback. So this is a delay pedal. It's a digital delay pedal with many modes and 3 tone print slots. Yeah, so tone print is where you can make your own sound. Although I think I tried making one, but I didn't really stick with it. So we'll just go with what stock sound it has. Okay, so going here, we'll start from the bottom. Okay, I'll tell you at the start that my favorite is the tape. I'll tell you why later. And we'll start with the 2290. So for those of you that don't know, the 2290 is legacy delay algorithm by TC Electronic back in the 80s when digital delay was king.
They were like a rack, everything in butter. Yes.
It was a rack. So the 2290 is very pristine digital delay. So let's see, put the levels higher up so you can hear better. Feedback at 12, delay times. Alright, so you also have 3 settings. The crotchet, dotted 8, and that's can't I say that? Crotchet plus dotted 8.
Yes.
So that's like you're stacking 2 delays together. It's a very deep edge style
Yes,
for those YouTube fans. So this is the stack delay. It's like. With that, but usually I put it in the dotted 8 setting. So okay, so that's 2290, pretty simple. And this next one is the analog. It's a analog emulation of an analog. It's not analog. It's a digital emulation of an analog delay. So it sounds a bit darker. So yeah. So okay, let me just test out one thing. Could you play with the mash button? So this mash button is like an expression pedal. Okay, so
Hold on there.
yeah. So you got that self-oscillation thing. Yeah. I love
Delay, let the rolling tape delay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's like I have a expression pad. Yeah, I see I'm turning the knob at the same time. Okay, so let's move on to the tape setting, which is my favorite. Okay, so here's how it sounds. All right, so again,
All the mesh.
hold the mesh. Okay, rise up a bit. Now try to go all the way down. Yeah. Love the sound of that during, say, like when playing live or something, and
People will be amazed. Yeah.
you wanna close out a song, or like the drummers just setting up. Alright, yeah, we love to mess around with the
Go and find a pedal to use. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so next is dynamic delay. I don't actually quite understand this one, but give it a shot. So I think it's also a digital style, more clear sounding. Okay, so move on to the modulated delay. So let's see, it sounds like this.
It comes with the chorus.
Yeah.
And it,
So perfect for those, say, more atmospheric lines. You wanna go this, do. Perfect for playing at church.
yes.
Alright, so thank you, Magat, for having me over. Very honored. So I am Danial Abrar, aka Daba. So you can follow my band Rotan. The Instagram and Twitter username is alias Rotan Music, ROTTANMUSIC. We play hard rock, and our next show is at Anggo Studio in Arada Mansara. It's a Incubus tribute show, so we'll be playing some of our songs and also Incubus songs. Yeah, even playing Magat's favorite song from Incubus.
Yeah.
Stay tuned to find
Be there.
You gotta buy the ticket to find out what that
Buy
is.
ticket for me.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, if you want to follow for more personal updates of mine, because, yeah, sometimes I do my own music. Sometimes I do my own personal projects.
yeah, project.
Yeah, so you can follow me on Instagram, TikTok. It's at Danial Abrar, DANIALABRAR. So I guess that's enough talking from me, maybe? Yeah.
Okay, that's for me, for him. So this is from Echo Chamber, powered by Guitar Nation. My name is guitarist. If you like this type of content, you can like and subscribe and follow us also. Thank you and take care.